I've been waiting for this. Oh boy, I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, I can already hear it.
Donnie, why are you reviewing K-Pop Demon Hunters 2 months after the fact?
Look, I don't have to justify my choices. I had shit going on in June. I was getting ready to pack it all up and give up on my hopes and dreams. Then you guys got me to 750 subscribers, baby! I don't have time for every movie. I'm sorry, I work a full-time job. I can't always balance my IRL work life with my current hobby, soon-to-be career. Let's get it to 1,000 subs, big dogs. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I honestly didn't really give a fuck about this movie. It seemed like the type of movie that just wasn't my thing, and I know this next statement is gonna get me into some hot water. I'm actually scared that I'll be doxxed for this opinion, but I do not like K-pop. It's not really my jam. I like music that makes you question why anyone would even pick up a mic in the first place. I love the feeling of banging my fucking head in the air and getting into non-verbal consensual brawls. I'm a meathead. I don't know what else to tell you. So yeah, I wrote this movie off thinking it was for the type of people who like Wattpad and didn't really give a fuck about it. However, in the past couple of months, this movie has become the face of the movie discussion sphere. #1 charts on Netflix, people making fan cams of fictional 3D boys. That's kind of the norm for the internet. But it recently got a limited release in theaters, earning over $18 million. And on top of that, the movie's soundtrack soars at the #1 spot on the Billboard. Like, dude, this movie is having a Herculean level run. So obviously I had to watch it. Come on, baby, that's an ocean of content in order to reach a higher sub count. Come on, I'm desperate here. But no, seriously, if a movie is getting this level of hype and breaking this many records, I had to give it a fair shot. So before we dive into this, I want it to be known that I'm approaching this with a very open mind. I'm not going to be overly biased or mean to this movie. Despite the hype, every piece of media deserves to have a fair shot when being examined through critical lenses. So with that being said, yeah, I don't think this movie was my thing. I'm sorry guys, I just don't get why people like this so much. Alright, to be fair, I will talk about the things that I liked about the movie because there are a lot of things to praise about it. I may have my nitpicks and my asshole contrarian opinions, but I can be fair. Okay, let's get the obvious out of the way. This movie is fucking amazing from a technical perspective. Sony really knows how to make some damn good looking animated movies, and this is no exception. It's a great feeling seeing animated movies doing so well, especially in the current market of ugly ass, unnecessary live action adaptations. The 3D CG animation goes beyond just the visuals. It's kind of like how Spider-Verse blends different animation styles, especially when the characters start using these anime inspired expressions. And just to get the obvious out of the way, but the vibrancy and overall visual spectacle of the movie is unmatched. I'm a glutton for magenta color palettes, and the way the movie has a distinct color scheme for the characters and their roles in the story adds an extra layer of detail that I really appreciated. It's not the most complex thing in the world, but the contrast between Huntrix and the Saja boys was a visual feast for the eyes. And speaking of visual contrast, I really love the way the filmmakers frame how Huntrix sees the world comparative to the people they're supposed to protect. I don't know. I like subtle visual storytelling, and it was nice. And you know what? I like the fun little quirks the K-pop girls have. I specifically really like how Mira has a zero fucks given attitude. She's just so hardcore. Like me. Overall, I really like the rapport between these K-pop girlies. They feel like friends and they have enough quirky personalities to make them entertaining to watch. Okay, this is where you guys are gonna hate me. I gotta talk about the stuff that I did not like. Everybody loves a D1 hater. And I'll say this again for all the hyperactive fangirlies that are about to send me death threats. I'm being as fair as I can be with my criticisms. However, I can't help if you're offended by what I say.
So for anybody who gets offended by these lessons, I got this little anal cream. Yeah. That you can just, you know, put on your asshole. Just put on your asshole if it hurts a little bit.
Okay, so with that being said, I think K-pop Demon Hunters suffers from an issue I have with a lot of movies of its kind. It values spectacle over telling a cohesive story. That isn't to say that the movie is complicated to understand or underwritten, but a lot of the finer details get muddled as a result. Let's look at it this way. Let's call Spider-Verse to the stand. In Into the Spider-Verse, we see Miles Morales and his origins while interspliced with other zany characters. You'd think a movie like this would be bloated, but some fucking how they managed to balance the Miles origin story with a lot of different Spider-Manses and villains thrown into the mix. They already know the audience is aware of who Peter Parker is, so a lot of the character work is given to Miles, and he exists in a story where there are other spider people, and he finds his place in the world as he tries to understand his newfound powers. In K-pop Demon Hunters, a lot of the character work is given to Rumi, and a lot of the time, you'll start to forget about Mira and Zoe. Like, yeah, they have a lot of fun character traits, but they aren't exactly the most fleshed out in the story. It's definitely the Rumi movie and her two little sidekicks. It's honestly kind of a shame because Rumi's biggest conflict is her half-human, half-demon upbringing and how she has this crippling pressure from the world to protect people from demons. However, in typical annoying, overused movie cliche fashion, she's not allowed to tell Mira and Zoe about her little secret. I have a particular issue with this because it would have made for some very interesting character interactions. And that goes double for the Saja boys, especially since they are demons, and it would have added a dynamic that I think would have been great substance to really demonstrate the importance of why they must defeat them and create an interesting rivalry between the Saja boys. I would have taken that over Rumi and Genu being the only characters who get to have genuine moments and interactions. The other Saja boys don't even have a line of dialogue. The most they get is they're hot and one of them barks, I guess. It would have been interesting to see these friends come to terms with the fact that they have this special mission to protect the world while trying to help their friend in her disconnect from the rest of society. And once Rumi's demon ties are discovered by the Saja boys, it would have been nice seeing everybody's worldview start to crumble instead of just Rumi and Genu flirting and everyone else is just there to take up space. I feel like that would have allowed them to grow as people and have more engaging conflict. It definitely sounds a lot better than, oh, our friend lied to us, and we're mad about it. Let's fucking kill her. A lot of the finer details are so half-baked that it starts to pile up and gradually affect the story. Let's look at it from this perspective. The girls are tasked with ridding the world of all demons, and the reason why Rumi never tells them about her marks is because this lady said not to. She's in like a couple scenes, and she only exists to tell Rumi not to reveal her secret, and then at the end tells her that she's not a monster. There's a lot of scenes like this where it doesn't feel like I'm watching a satisfying character arc. I know this is a kids movie, but you can still have subtlety. I mean, for fuck's sake, it started to remind me of the black sheep gay son narrative from fucking Shark Tale. Oh, and just out of curiosity, why the fuck should I care? This woman has only been mentioned in passing, and this movie expects me to care about her interactions with Rumi. And speaking of whack-ass characters, let's talk about the Saja boys for a minute. Yeah, I know they're hot, they're sexy, I don't care. Their plan is kind of fucking stupid. So the lore of the film is that there's a barrier around the world or something, and it's only kept up by singing Super Saiyans. And there's this eviler demon who wants to kill the demon hunters and has failed for over 400 years. So the Saja boys devise a plan to steal the fans of Huntrix in order to corrupt the seal around the demon world. Okay, you're probably wondering, what the fuck is the big deal? Well, if you tell me there's been 400 years of demon shenanigans, you expect me to believe that no other demon has tried to do this. They bring it up like it's a crazy out of left field plan, but if that's all it took, I think this would have been done a long time ago. Also, side point, but do K-pop boy bands not exist in this world? I know this is a silly, goofy kids movie with demon slaying and K-pop idol fight girlies, but it's kind of ridiculous that their popularity almost makes it seem like there's never been a K-pop boy band, let alone another K-pop group, period. I know they bring up their popularity amongst other groups, but we never see these other artists, and it's like this whole boy band craze series is a new thing. Side point, I love that they have a one-hit single that gets to the Idol Awards. Like, dog, this song ain't even that good. Now, I realize I'm reading too deep into a movie that doesn't exactly require a thinking cap, but I'm sorry, these finer details are important. If you're going to introduce this world that's very vibrant and full of zany characters, you gotta have some substance to the world building. At that point, it just feels like an empty space that revolves around these specific characters. I don't like using this criticism because it's kind of overused in the internet movie content sphere, and it can be applied to almost any medium, but I honestly think this story would have benefited from being a TV show. This allows you to flesh out the world and characters, and things wouldn't feel so crammed together. I think it would have been interesting to have a periodic series to iron out the finer details, especially in regards to Huntrix and their upbringing as demon hunters. Maybe give some insight to Rumi's demon heritage and how she and the other Huntrix members come to terms with this revelation throughout the story. Maybe actually give some character to... Wait, what's her fucking name again? Celine. I legitimately forgot her fucking name. Maybe give some character to Celine and her relationship with the demon hunters, instead of the you have to hide your dark secret bullshit that ends with the most lazy resolution. All I have to do is accept myself. I'm not the monster I was told I could be. Yeah, the Iron Giant did that a while ago. Oh, and speaking of lazy resolutions, I love that it's revealed that Genu ditched his family and accepted Guima wreaking havoc on Earth, but at the last minute, he sacrifices himself for no reason other than, I'm sorry for being mean.
You gave me my soul back.
Bro, what the fuck? All you did was flirt with each other and argue about how it's impossible to defeat the villain. All you did was have a situationship. All it took was for your boss attacking your girlfriend, not girlfriend, to come to this realization. A TV show format would have also helped showcase the rivalry between Huntrix and the Saja boys. Maybe give an opportunity to let the other Saja boys, other than fucking Genu, have some character development. Do they have things that they want? How do they become demons? What's their favorite flavor of bulldog ramen? Just give me something. Also, this is a slight nitpick, but I don't think the movie is specifically clear about how normal people feel about the insane shit that's happening around them. I know they can't see demons, but it's kind of funny knowing that they just accept the fact that they're fucking aura farming and flying. So you mean to tell me these people just stand there and Huntrix is doing this shit in front of them? Like, dog, they're free falling out of a private jet and somehow surviving the impact. Why is everyone so chill about this? Oh my god, look, it's Huntrix. They just fell 30,000 feet from the fucking sky. Now look, I'm not stupid. Before I even listed my complaints about the movie, I'm sure a lot of you were already clicking off the video thinking I'm being way too cynical and analytical about a kids movie. I'll admit that I am being insanely mean, but I do want to preface that these are all just nitpicks. I still didn't enjoy the movie. These nitpicks definitely started to add up as I continue to watch, but this isn't like the worst fucking movie ever. I'm a pretentious asshole, but I'm not an idiot. This movie is made with way more passion than most schlocky blockbusters of recent years have been. This movie just isn't my thing, man. And I'm not gonna pretend that the hype didn't hinder my perception a little bit, but I went into this movie open to being surprised. Overall, I really do think this is an example of style over substance, and I really think that this could have been better if they had structured the narrative in a TV format and maybe tweaked the world building and the characters a little bit. I'm not gonna give this movie a number score because it's a fucking kids movie. Kinda feels a little reductive to do so. All I'll say is that if you like this movie, that's great. I have nothing but respect for your enthusiasm. It's probably gonna get a sequel. Hey, editing Aeronaut here. When I was writing this script at the time, the sequel had not been announced yet. And yeah, it's getting a sequel, so you know, I fucking called it. I wouldn't be shocked if this sparks a cultural phenomenon where these characters dominate pop culture in the coming future. And who knows, maybe then we'll actually get more context about this world and my criticisms will be invalid. In the end, this movie just wasn't my cup of tea, and I'll probably never watch it again. Especially since I gotta hear that stupid ass Soda Pop song. You know what? I'm gonna say it. This is honestly the worst song in the whole fucking movie. This shit is so lame. I do not care if it's got Pretty Boy singing it. Shit, I'll hit you guys with the cold water right now. I don't like any of the songs in this movie.
Oh, you don't like K-pop?
No. This shit just sounds like audible noise to me. It's not catchy. It's not great lyrically. I just fucking hate K-pop. Yeah, I said it. Suck my cock, pal. This is my ranking of the soundtrack. That's all the arbitrary number scores you'll get with this video, folks.